Okay. So your question yesterday's.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that who is holding whom? Whether you are holding the body or body is holding you. What do you think?
Actually, I am holding body.
That's what is the answer, right?
Yeah.
So then why are you holding the body?
It is for the life.
No, it's not like that. You have
Okay, then karma based. If you ask me other side, it is karma.
no, it has got nothing to do with karma also. You are wanting to hold the body, meaning you consider that you is the body, and hence you hold the body.
Mm.
But the body is not holding you.
No,
So
it is independent.
it is independent. Same way, you think you are the mind. You are holding the mind, but you have not realized that you don't have anything to do with the mind. So
I am holding mind. I have nothing to do with the mind. Correct.
yes, you don't have anything to do with the mind. Whatever the
Yes.
thoughts are coming, you are independent of that.
Yes.
But you have made it dependent.
Yes.
And the same thing holds good to me and to Lata or to any human being.
Correct.
Okay, so when you stand in front of the mirror, whom are you holding? You are holding the image
Yes.
and consider that it is you.
Yes.
So now you are not able to see that you is got nothing to do with what is shown in the mirror. It is showing the body in the mirror,
Yeah.
which consists of what? Whatever is there in sloka number 154. That's all what it consists.
Mm. Yes.
So why are you holding it? That is vairagya. That's all.
What is that? Why? Why
Are
I am
you?
holding it?
Yes.
Why I am holding it? I didn't get.
Why are you holding it? You are holding it, right?
Yes, that I don't know why I am holding now.
Why you are holding it? Because you love to hold it. You feel,
Oh, just attraction.
you deeply feel that
Yeah.
you cannot stay without this body.
Attachment.
Yes. And then you are not able to see it is consisting of filth only. You are not filth, but you are
Yeah, I
holding the
am
filth.
Sada. Yes, correct.
So if you are put in an animal body, you will become an animal. If you put in a deva body, you will become a deva. If you put in a Brahma body, you will become Brahma.
Yes.
If you are put in a human body, you become human. But you are not human, nor your deva, nor your Brahma, nor your animal, nor your anything. And that is what
Yes.
that book, what Lata is reading, you are that.
Okay, now I have completed all the approvals. See, from that time to this time, I was doing approvals only.
Yeah, I got the mail also that you have approved. Thank you.
So no vairagya for you, no
Not at
patience,
all, not an inch of
no
vairagya.
patience.
No patience and no vairagya, a fake guru.
Just true.
Yeah. So when it comes to work, it is otherwise I really don't care. I was only trying to I know that it is within 16 you need to do that. I just asked you, that's all. Not that you should have approved it right away.
No,
Yeah,
within
yeah,
20th.
yeah,
Within
yeah.
20th, one day if you do, it's fine.
You mentioned you should consider opening now.
Okay. You should
Yeah,
consider.
you
Yeah,
did.
I did.
You did. You did.
I prompted, but
But
you know,
I can try to give you some clarification on that. Why?
but,
If Lata has not approved that one,
hmm,
Then that impression will remain within your mind. That it is not approved, you have to remind.
No, that thing is like this.
So from the
Worst,
Vairagya point of view, it's good to get it done immediately, right?
no, it is like this. What's the worst case scenario? Like, she doesn't approve and I lose 2 days salary. Over.
It's
Nothing
not
is.
that it is full. It is not fully lost. In the next month, you will get it back.
I know that. Wait for a second. Let's say you think that you shouldn't approve at all.
Mm.
Then what is the thing which is going to happen? I lose 2 days salary. Meaning,
Hmm.
do I really lose 2 days salary? No.
In your mind.
No, that's what. If I hold it like that, then in my mind it says that you lost 2 days salary. So there is kampana, vibration in the mind that, oh, I should keep on reminding her. He just asked. So now I said, you, why don't you consider? Now this is free will. I wanted to put everything in action and see how it whole thing works on Annamayakosha. So where we ended up with this approvals and all that, we went back to Vijnanamaya Kosha. So mind has ability to elevate itself to Vijnanamaya Kosha because it is going to lose Ananda. So I'm losing Ananda or I'm losing my peace. So I'm politely asking, can you
But it's
approve?
not the first time he asked her. He asked me some 1 or 2 days back also.
Did I?
Yes, you did. I
No.
remember it. You
Ah,
did.
you know what I did. I'll tell you what. I asked you for two reasons. One, it is very strange, Lata. I have not taken those many number of telecommute, meaning it has not crossed. It was showing that 2 days exceeded. So I was wondering how this whole thing works. So that email also has come accordingly that have exceeded 2. So
Mm-hmm.
when I was applying, it was showing 9 days, right? So if I
Mm-hmm.
add 2 days to it, it should become 11 days.
Correct.
It shouldn't become 12 days, right?
Right.
If it is 2 days extra, means it is 10 plus 2. So the reason why I asked you is I wanted to see what comes on your screen. I mean, what really comes, because it is showing that 2 days extra. So I wanted to know what it shows to you as, because if I
For
count,
me, it doesn't show anything. It just comes as L2 or what's it? L2
okay,
approver,
okay,
and I
okay.
just approve. Only those days comes. I don't get to see how many has applied.
Okay, okay.
It
Because
gives.
if I were to really go into this heat, and I can see that if I count it, it doesn't give me 12. So I wanted to see how it was, and that's the reason I asked. I didn't have
Mm,
any particular reason because it's first time I'm getting into this kind of a situation, right? So
mm.
that was the only. If I were to keep on following up with you next time, then what you're saying makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So now I know you will not follow up,
No,
even if
it's
I
not
don't
like that. If I were, if it is office matter, definitely I'm going to follow up, especially what we are going to discuss today with other folks. Definitely, I'm going to follow.
Viraj is very good at following up.
Mm-hmm.
Anything he'll do follow up till it is over. That's a
Yeah.
good
Now,
habit.
now I am following up with all these guys, so I'm going to definitely follow up. Whether you think I'm spiritual or I'm an idiot, I also have to follow up because that's the job now.
That is the job. Kriya, karma.
So even if you were to tell me that you are an idiot, I will still accept that I'm an idiot and still follow up.
That is
What else I
vasana.
can do?
Yeah. So anyway, I opened the tool. So I am applying my own telecommute also.
Okay, okay, good.
See, that's what. No, when you open it, you have to do everything together, and then you're distracted from whatever
No,
discussions
you
are.
are not. Actually, this is where Lata, you have to see. You should see the pain of doing it, right? So now you see who wants to telecommute the body.
Mm,
You don't have anything to telecommute. So keep on observing like that. You'll really enjoy it because you are not attached to anything. Actually, you'll really feel blissful. Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to separate yourself from the work.
mm,
It's not going to happen, right? Or it is going to make you even more miserable than what you are. So now you're saying, I'll not open it. The thing is slow, and if I open up, 100 things are going to come. So why should I do it? And then I know that we have time to do it later. That is correct. Absolutely fair. Okay. Now, the thing is, eventually you have to do it. This pain has to be
That's
taken.
true. Yes, it will be taken. Yes.
Yeah. So why cause
I,
yourself a pain?
I have no pain as long as people don't follow me.
Now, that's a pain, right? So
Yeah, that's a pain.
that's a pain. So
I have to admit, when you just again told the same thing in our when you were about to start a spiritual discussion, I got irritated with you.
yes. So you are already taken the pain, right?
Yes.
So what did you do is, I will tell you now step by step what happened. So we started with Annamayakosha, right? And your prana got reduced because you got irritated.
Yeah, I got irritated with you, especially.
No, that's fine. I appreciate that you got irritated. I'm not feeling irritated. You felt irritated. I feel very happy that you felt irritated. Okay, next what? Your prana got reduced. Then there is vibration in your mind that why this person is following up
Right. Who
and
claims to be spiritual.
and claims to be spiritual, which I'm saying I'm not spiritual. Now what will you do?
Hmm. And then giving us lectures.
And lectures. Yes, why should you attend?
But
Right.
I have not seen, Vilas, you getting irritated for any matter so far. But
There
you
is
do follow up. So much follow up you do every day, morning, evening. But you without irritation.
there's
And
nothing to get
you say that,
irritated.
okay, then you say, let go. If that not happening, you are fine also.
Yes. So now if she says that I'm not going to approve Vilas, I'd say, okay, fine. What is the worst thing that is going to happen? Going to lose 2 days of work. Okay, no issues. Next time, don't cross 10 days. Simple. So then I'm not hurting her in approving, right? So if that L2 request doesn't even come, then she doesn't have to approve. That means who should be disciplined? I should be disciplined. So next time, this in the month of May, I will ensure that I don't cross beyond 9 days of work from home. Finish. Closed. So at least one application less for her. That's what I can do.
It's
Okay. Now,
not that in mind, not that I mind in general. Only in this particular time, I must admit I got irritated. Okay, anyway, now I got over it.
yes, so you
That's it.
felt irritated because you were not ready for this, meaning you didn't wanted to open this up. You had your own plan. Now the moment
I think, no. I think she is very much attached to the spiritual this discussion time. She doesn't want to waste for others.
exactly. No, that
That
is
could be the reason. Attachment to this. So
yes,
it's good, right?
which
That
is still an
attachment.
attachment only.
Ah.
It's still an attachment only. So how to apply it in our working life is what I wanted to cover today. So it is good that it worked that way.
Hmm.
I'm really happy of the outcome. Even if you say that I don't deserve to be like this, I still accept it. Okay, done. No worries. So we distracted into the manomaya kosha, which is always full of vibration. It's just like water in a bucket, and you touch it, it starts to shake. That is what manomaya kosha is all about. And then comes into intellect, vijnanamaya kosha. So when the shaking happens, you see that to be the reality, meaning you, as in the consciousness, sees that to be reality and then takes a decision what needs to be done. So, Lata, if I were you, I would have done this. This idiot is asking. I would have said, there is a better time to do it. I will do it whenever, not whenever. Even since you use that word whenever, that gives an opinion that it is endless. So anything that is endless creates anxiety on the other person. So you
Hmm.
need to say that something after 2 days, after 5 days, after a week. Anyway, until 16th, there is no need for this to be approved. I will approve within that. Don't worry. Finished.
Hmm.
So you're not doing it, but you have consoled that soul is in kampana, vibration. That means it has moved from Anamaya Kosha to Anamaya Kosha, Anamaya Kosha. Take compassion to that being because its prana is gone out.
Yeah. That is true. So that is, I would do that with any other person,
Not with me. Why? I am
not
also a
with you.
person only, no? I'm also a human being. Maybe I have
Yeah,
better.
yeah. See, this I am observing. So, there are many other instances also I observed this, and then you do wonder why do you claim that you are Vairagya, but then I see that behavior which is different. So,
Fine. So now,
but others I am more, what do you say, compassionate, and I keep wondering why I am not with you.
no, you don't have to be compassionate. So what you need to do in that case, I'll tell you to both of you. I am also in the same journey, right? I don't claim to be a guru. In the first
Mm,
place, I have never done that.
mm,
Two is that I want to have discussion rather than discourse. There's a lot of difference between discourse and discussion. In the discussion, we discuss, debate, and see how this should be implemented. In discourse, what happens is only one sided. That is, I read the shloka and I explain the concept and blah blah blah. So I might be very good at that, but that doesn't showcase that how much of nididhyasana has happened. So when you find that this person is straying out or is not in Vairagya as you think he should be in Vairagya by now, you should point that out. Then three things are going to happen. One, if that person is irritated, then you can give yourself 100 points because you made that person get irritated, which it should not be actually. Number two is that it shows that there is a gap between what he has understood and what should be done after understanding. This is the second most important thing, apart from irritation. And the third thing is that you will not value too much because you will suffer when you give value.
yeah, that's the third thing, which is what I'm trying to do with respect to you.
Don't do that. No. See, what's the difference between you and me, Lata? Let's look at it. You are also searching for happiness. I'm also searching for happiness. We'll also take, but he is also searching for happiness. And hence, we three are joined. And even Padmashri had joined, and Sri had also had joined in search of happiness. So, what is happiness? We are looking at an eternal happiness rather than this temporary happiness. In that journey, I might be ahead of all of you, but still a journey, right?
Mm,
It's still a journey. It is not that I have reached the destination and I've claimed that, look, I have reached the destination. Then, if I am having kampana, then that person is still in journey. So now you have to rub his eyes saying that, hey, boss, please understand you are still in journey. You are not reached. So the destination is more important than the journey. I even told you, right, to on Sunday, I gave a sermon to my friend, one and a
yeah,
half
yeah,
hour.
you told, and then yes,
and
yes.
and and I'm extremely transparent to that. I have no feeling of any discomfort when I do a mistake. I accept to that mistake. I am not trying to prove that I shouldn't have done that or done this or whatever. I still see that there is a subtle sensuality. That means I need to clear it up,
Mm.
right? I never said that I don't have, but it might
Uh,
not be visible, right?
yeah, yeah, that is true.
So that doesn't mean that I don't have. So if you are putting a value-based system saying that Vilas doesn't have it, then you are in error.
Mm.
You should consider that I might be ahead of you. Okay, fine, fair. So what would happen? Like in a car, the driver is able to see more than the fellow passengers and the people sitting in the back side. Let's say there is a screen which is covering the what is shown in the glass, and this driver is narrating what all he is seeing, but there might be some errors of judgment in that person also because you are not seeing what he is seeing.
Mm.
So we have to go with that error of judgment till the person has completely erased out defilement. So I'm not trying to say that the question why I asked you today to, I never asked you to approve. I said, can you consider? So you can always use free will. So this is what I wanted to talk about, free will, right? We have free will to do what is prudent at that point in time to do it. But irritation is not free will. Irritation is swabhava. That means it comes from one's own hidden nature.
Yeah. So I observed that also. It's
Yes.
coming up, welling
Yes.
up, and
Now the question is why it is coming up, because there is sense of agitation in you that you
then
want to separate yourself from something else. Let's say, like what Bhatt rightly pointed out, you don't want any office thing during this 1 hour discussion. But what we need to do, we need to be in this all the time, all the waking hours. That means there is no separation, and that is where we all need to go in any given situation. And you are doing tremendously well. If I were to consider my progress versus your progress is far better than my progress, because you are genuinely interested and you are putting effort. That doesn't mean that I'm not putting effort, but if I consider the timeline between what I have started with what you have started, you're much ahead in the game actually. It
what
does
you're saying, the effort you put and the effort I put,
are
uh,
not the same. I no
are
no
not the same.
are not the same. But you look at the timeline, Lata. I started from 95.
I started from 2008.
So
Yes.
how many years gap there's a gap, right?
Yeah, there is a gap, but then you are far ahead still.
No, but if you look at the timeline perspective, who is ahead? You are ahead or I'm ahead? You tell me from mathematic point of view.
That way we can't tell, no, Vilas, because you don't know what we have done in our past lives
No,
and
you
how.
leave that for a second. You just keep that for a. I'm not saying you shouldn't consider. No, you should
See,
consider.
you have done it in the hard way by finding by yourself and putting your own effort. I had you to tell me what it is.
That is correct. It's fine, but still, you
Mm.
are much ahead. Like in if we take Ariyu and that Tina and all that whom we speak, they are much ahead than me, to be honest, because they are hardly in their 30s.
Oh, okay.
So in that way, they are better than you and me.
Yeah, that's true.
So if we take it that way, then what happens? Then we see the damage we are doing for ourselves by not being serious in applying in every kind of situation, right? So that's how I see it. So I consider, including Bhatt, I consider that Bhatt has started such a long time ago. He is in fact a veteran.
Yeah,
He,
correct.
he has had so many gurus in his life from Sai Baba onwards. So it is good. But the time it has taken is not good. Why? Because there are defilements or obstacles or these dirt which is coming up like the moss covering, and that is there. So you should tell me, Lata, if I am claiming to be one and then do the other way around.
Mm.
And I appreciate if you tell me that. Be honest.
Okay, then I will tell you whichever time I find.
Yeah, you should know. See, the guru and shishya is also like that only, and that's the reason there is this Vedic verse also, Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunatu. That's exactly what it means. There's no difference between a disciple and a guru. The guru knows something more than the disciple, but that doesn't mean that a disciple cannot comment on the guru and say that, look, you're doing this mistake. And in the starting portion of Vivekachudamani also, it talks about guru, who is a guru and who is a shishya and all that, right? So there is nothing wrong. And if that guru takes in a wrong way, it clearly shows that he doesn't deserve to be one. And that's what I feel. Because if there is a kampana in the Manomaya Kosha, then the Vijnanamaya Kosha will take over. And that's what all GV is all about.
Yeah, correct.
So what's the point?
There's no point.
Oh, then we are missing the whole subject itself. And that's the reason I wanted this time around that we only concentrate on Annamayakosha till we get it. So, but one question for you. You were asking me,
Yeah.
is there any other way of doing it
Hmm.
to get Vairagya?
Hmm.
Now
Yes, that was my question yesterday.
yes, and you got your answer today. Is not so. With this discussion of me and Lata, by now you would have realized, I guess.
Vairagya through Vairagya only.
No, Vairagya can only happen through looking at Annamaya Kosha in depth. Otherwise, what happens here is the consciousness immediately establishes in the Vijnanamaya Kosha. I'll tell you why. So now these 2 days of absence and not able to get approved means that the Ananda is gone.
Yes.
So directly it comes on intellect, which is Vijnanamaya Kosha. So to do something about it, right?
Hmm.
So I did that. So then what happens? The energy, the prana is gone. Now you have to spend that, but I have to spend it without getting irritated. That's the only thing I can. But when we indulge with people or when we indulge with situation, there is always a chance of prana going out, more prana going out.
Yeah, but irrespective, some prana will anyway go out when you are interacting.
Yes, absolutely, and that's the reason they say that don't interact.
Yeah, correct.
So now we are in a stage, Lata, where we cannot run away, right?
Right, that is true.
So what we can do is only conserve.
Hmm.
That's all we can do.
Yes.
See, today I'm telling you, why today? Yesterday we had such a discussion. It's a very simple thing, but when we had this discussion with Vivek and all, it was not going in a right direction at all. Or either I was not able to convince him, or he was not able to say, or he was in doubt, or he was feeling insecure, or whatever it is. But we went over that again and again and again till he understood and he said, okay, now I understand. So that much of energy I have to put. Now the question comes, Lata, why should I do it? What's that
See,
I'm
if you are not agitated or irritated by why he is not understanding and so on, and you just like that explain again and again, then I
yes,
don't think you will spend too much of energy and you still feel energetic and fresh
yes,
after the discussion,
exactly. So yesterday I was,
right?
yes, correct. I was checking on that. I didn't feel anything. And I was feeling so happy of explaining in different ways.
Yeah, that is true. So even I can also observe in myself. In most of the times, morning I come, I do a lot of things, and then I don't even remember what has been done. In the night, evening also, I don't feel any kind of drain of energy.
Ah, so if
Still,
you're doing it, and what happens is the Annamaya Kosha is getting exhausted, but the Pranamaya Kosha is not getting exhausted. So you feel hungry, you eat, and the Annamaya Kosha will again get replenished.
right.
But prana is not going out.
Correct. So that I can see the number of irritations. Anyway, even before also, I never used to get that burning anger and all that doesn't come to me. From long. So only that irritation comes,
Yeah, that
and
irritation.
I know how to hide it. And no people was even talking to me won't even recognize unless and until I want to show it.
Right. So what
So
so what you need to do is don't hide it. The moment you camouflage it,
mm,
you are pushing it down.
yes, and it stays like there again.
It stays in the dirt forever. So what you need to do is you need to bring it up, expose it, and accept it.
Right, but anyway, then that's another question. Should I show that irritation to the other person or you should accept it myself?
There are two ways of doing it. If that volume is high of that person, then you have to show that irritation to him because there is no other way to showcase that, to inform him that. This is one way, which is what is there in Bhagavad Gita also. There is another way. that you observe this person's irritation, but you don't take it as his irritation, right? It's like somebody gifting you and you don't have to accept to his gift.
No, that's fine. That's other person. I'm talking about my own.
No, wait. I'm coming to yours only. So
Mm,
now he's gifting it to you. Now you have free will to take it or not to take it. If you take it, you get irritated.
correct.
Okay. Now what you should do is throw that out. I mean, don't accept it at all. Don't accept his gift, but watch your agitation, irritation, uneasiness, and accept that you got into this mode. Okay. Then what
Yeah,
happens? It comes out. After it comes out, you drink a glass of water, of not full, half or quarter or whatever, and observe your breath. It totally comes out by itself.
mm,
Three things we don't do when we get into agitation or irritation. Number one, we don't drink water. Number two, we don't watch the breath. Number three, you consider that irritation as yours.
yeah. So when the irritation comes, I am observant. Each and every time I get irritated, I am aware of it,
Yes, you are
and then
aware,
I
but yeah,
and
good.
I observe it, and then it subsides immediately in 1 or 2 minutes. Now it may
It
not even
subs
take that,
it
but
subsides, but
that
it's going down. It is not.
that's
It is
what I
not
am
getting
asking.
removed. Ah,
Correct,
for
correct.
that
That's what.
only. For that
Mm,
only. First, you have accepted, right? Yeah, you got irritated.
right, right.
Now, in your and my case, this morning you got irritated. Accepted,
Mm,
right?
yes, accepted.
Accepted. So there is no what I can say feeling that why I got upset or why I got irritated. Yeah, you got irritated. Done. Okay.
Done. Correct.
What next to be done is that have a sip of water and watch your breath. Then what happens? Something very miraculous happens. It brings up that dirt again as like a dream.
Mm-hmm.
So it will recreate the entire situation for you. Now what happens is you will start evaluating the situation. Let's say
Okay.
after this call, okay, you bring it up.
Mm,
Okay, you just put a light on that. This whole thing starts.
mm,
Now, what is a natural tendency of us or each person is to justify or to feel why did I do it?
mm.
You shouldn't do both. You should just observe like a
Yeah, yeah,
movie.
correct.
Then it goes away, completely goes away. That much of irritation on me is gone.
Mm,
Next time I will follow up. Definitely I will be following up.
mm. Okay.
Now, what happens here is that when I follow up next time, there is already a seed there.
Mm,
Now that gets sprouted.
mm.
Now you feel again irritated because
Yes,
it is already there.
correct. So it will come up. The same situation, it'll immediately sprout and come up.
Yes, it will come up. Now you will feel, don't know why I get irritated with this fellow. But next time I will be careful. There is no next time because that seed is always there.
Yeah, yeah, correct. So this is a very subtle point. This should help me.
Yes. So first drink water,
Mm,
watch the breath, recreate the situation in your mind. Don't recreate in the sense that don't put effort to do that. Just observe, it will come.
mm,
Now you what you can do is as we speak itself, we can do it. So now I said, why don't you consider?
mm.
What does it do for you? Is it a what we can say decision making process, or is it something that lawfully you should do or unlawfully or this or that? It doesn't mean anything.
Mm,
You're when you say consider, why don't you do it and consider doing it? They both might mean the same or they might not mean the same, but you are putting value to that,
mm,
right? Now what you do is just observe, don't put anything for there why do you did it or why you didn't do it, etc. Just observe and then you will get to see the whole situation turn into itself as though really it is happening in front of you.
mm.
But this time you should be only an observer, sakshi. then the energy goes up.
So then the seed is removed.
The seed is removed. So the intensity is gone now. Intensity on whom? Intensity on me is gone because you have set a value. What me?
Mm.
That is gone. Along with the value, it goes away.
Okay.
Then what happens is next time around, when I do a follow up, you don't even care. Not by, when you say you don't even care, means not as a negligence
Yeah,
or
I understood.
just to prove the point or something like that. You genuinely will not feel,
Don't mind.
you don't mind. Yes, that's correct. You don't mind that person because it is his swabhava, right?
Correct.
Now, now you see from the other side, what do you expect him to do then? Just think on the other side now. Something has come to me and I'm supposed to approve. And that other person says, hey, Vilas, why don't you consider to approve? Now what should I do?
You just say, okay, I will approve.
That's all. So why get irritated?
Yeah.
And that is how you will start taking about everyone. The simple, Lata, the more we value someone or something, that much irritation is going to be there.
Mm.
So we shouldn't allow ourselves to value or undervalue, meaning overvalue or undervalue. It shouldn't be of any value.
Yeah, yes. It should be neutral. It should not allow the outside effects,
Yes,
outside things to. For example, whatever you said was a sound only, right? So I gave some meaning and value to the sound, and too many stories I created around it, and then I got irritated in no time. Tuck.
yes, it comes because that seed is already there. It just requires little bit of energy to sprout.
Correct, correct. So that condition came, and then it came off immediately.
And then you see, I did not even direct you to do it, to be honest.
Yes.
You could have said, no, I'm not considering it right now. Simple, over. Even if I were to plead, Lata, please do it now. Then you will say, look, Vilas, I think you are going beyond what you should. You're talking official matter. This time is not for official matter. So I will do it when I should be doing it. You could have done that also.
Yes.
And so this is where we can use free will. So to answer to Bhatt's question some time ago, he had asked about prarabdha. So if we put everything under prarabdha, that means there is no free will at all. Everything is predestined. Even this answer is predestined. Then what are we trying to do then?
See, I think you have that window of opportunity. If I was in awareness, I would have caught this irritation and I would have told something different to you.
Absolutely. Because you put
And
value. Yeah,
so
go ahead.
then that energy wouldn't it wouldn't that seed wouldn't have been energized again.
Yes.
So it would have weakened.
It would have weakened or it would have gone.
Correct, correct.
See, another funny thing, Lata. This happens with my wife because there is value I've given to my wife.
Mm.
Even though I am doing my best. Best means I don't think so anybody can do like this, but I'm trying to do that. But yet I have not passed the QC. What is the QC here? Not to consider that you have a wife and a son.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But in the depth, it is there.
It is still there, yes.
It is there. And I can't say that I don't have. I never claimed to be one.
Mm.
But why I keep on telling myself that I don't have a wife and a son is to remember that you don't have.
Right.
It's not about I have to tell to both of you. No, it is to reassure myself that I don't. So this is called as playing with memories. So you have to do that. Basically, like the mantra, right? You keep on saying, I have, I have, I have, then you have.
Correct.
So I am doing the other way around. I don't have, which is
Mm.
true actually. Nobody has any family, to be honest. We
Correct.
create a family, but there is no family. So now the mind doesn't approve or agree to that. You don't have a family. So when I observe deeply, Lata, I still have little bit, not to a greater extent, little bit. That is sufficient. No, that is a seed.
That's correct. And that's why I am always puzzled how I can sense that you have not got over that fully. So then I was also wonder in which so much of practice also it is not completely gone from you. What is it that is needed to remove that completely?
That what is needed is to see everybody as Anna. So that is what I'm deeply practicing. It has worked out. I'm not saying it has not completely worked out. It has worked out, but that subtle thing is there, Lata.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very
yeah,
subtle.
that's true.
Now, I'm not claiming, I'm not saying that I don't feel like that.
Mm.
So, you shouldn't value like that, because I'm not claiming to be like that. I'm very genuinely saying whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, 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 I understood. I'm just trying for thinking for myself.
I got
See,
it.
the best way you can think of is that you have all the people who are around you and you value so much. Then you imagine if that person is not there, what effect it creates on you.
Exactly. For that reason only, I'm doing this practice where you don't value, you value the consciousness which is there inside,
Mm.
rather than the Annamayakosha. See, when I say I am talking to my wife, actually what I'm doing is I'm observing the body only.
Mm.
There is no wife. And if I say I'm talking to Lata, there's no Lata except for the title which is given on the body or a label given on the body.
Right.
So whatever I'm observing from head to toe is only on the body, right?
Right. That's the only thing you can see. You cannot see the mind, the thoughts,
Nothing can be
and
seen. Nothing can be seen.
how, what in, yeah, correct. Nothing can be seen.
And then
Can
it's
be,
and then it is only about body language, right? We call something called as a body language. So we are observant of the body language, where the person is seeing, where he is putting his or her eyes, and is still body. So unless we really practice Annamaya Kosha, we are not going to Pragya. Unless we get into, yeah, this wife and husband and daughter and son is not going to go from the mind. And I'm deeply practicing it all the time. And yet on Sunday, I found out that there is still subtle, there's very much disturbed.
yeah, correct, correct. That's what I also feel. Some things I have got over and still it comes up. Then I wonder, what's the point of all? Sometimes I go into such a mode that what is the point of all the spiritual practices? You're neither there nor here.
Yes, so I also feel that neither I'm enjoying like others, go and have a drink and do this and do that, have fun. And I was upset. I showed my upset on myself that I gave a sermon to my friend, and on the same day, I could not keep it on myself. What a shame.
Yeah, yeah, I practice what you preach.
And I am accepting to it. I'm totally accepting to it. I'm not trying to pretend. No, 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 it happened because I'm not trying to justify. It's failure is failure. Simple.
Correct. And you will feel bad about it
I'm
more.
not feeling bad. I'm only looking at how to correct it, how to come back. A failure.
Right.
You fail 100 times to win once.
Correct. There are so many times the failure happen. And then again you have to do it, again you have to do it. That's the only
Yes.
way.
That's the only way. There's no other way. So I then reflect. Okay, how much of dirt is still exists?
It just had to be stirred up.
Yeah, it requires an opportunity to stir up. See, now you could have irritated me also by saying that no, I will approve whenever I want to approve. That word itself would have taken me to feel that what kind of a boss she is.
Mm.
How can she say that she will approve whenever she wants to approve? What does that mean? And
Yes.
you said about everything else, meaning not only this one, about all the other things. You said that then I would have given another sermon to you. No, Lata, you shouldn't be doing that and that, this and that. So why why should I do that? So basically, we are in Vijnanamayakosha
Yeah, that for me it is very clear. We are in Manomaya Kosha or Vijnanamaya Kosha all the time.
all the time. So we are never.
Hardly whenever there is some pain or something, we just observe the body. Okay, something is
No,
there.
we observe the body to get rid of that pain. not
Right, right.
not really observe the body. We observe the body to get rid of that pain so that I can still remain back in the Vijnanamaya Kosha or Manomaya Kosha. We have never seen the Anandamaya Kosha. We don't know what is Ananda.
But we have felt that bliss, no?
Yes, but that is limited, right? So when it comes and then you feel wow, and then Vijnanamaya Kosha
Yeah,
wants to
correct.
enjoy.
It will come. It is like in you see the bliss, and then this mind and intellect will come. Bliss has come. It goes. Then you drop that again. It will go. It'll come in like waves. That's why it comes like waves.
Correct. It is a flash of light and gone. Now you don't know where
Flash of
the.
light and gone. Flash of light and gone. Like waves and waves of bliss, you say,
Yes,
but not continuous.
not continuous because there is kampana in the Manomaya Kosha. There is this vibration. So when it vibrates, it creates ripples. When
Yes.
it creates ripples, intellect will start to analyze that ripple and takes it to be reality. So the prana keeps on going out. That's all is going to happen. So we eat, then the prana comes, and because prana comes, manas is energized, and because manas is energized, the Vijnanamaya Kosha starts to operate at the high level, and that consciousness gets lost in Vijnanamaya Kosha, and there ends the matter. So, especially to Bhatt, is there any other way of doing it? You have seen the answer for yourself today.
Yeah, we have to use our free will to control.
Yes, for which we should start with Annamaya Kosha deep.
Yes.
Yeah. So because we are
Unless we are clear in Annamayakosha, we can't go to next question.
Yes.
but
Will, yeah, go ahead.
everything we do is for intellect. This Annamaya Kosha only. So if you get rid of the Annamaya Kosha as you, then many things will completely drop off. Then it may be easier.
Correct.
I'm telling maybe easier. There are other levels still waiting. Manomaya Kosha,
Yeah,
Vijnanamaya
yeah.
Kosha.
Manomaya Kosha is the difficult of the one, and Vijnanamaya Kosha is even more worse because it is so subtle that you can't even find out where it is and what.
Yeah, at least the emotions and the feelings you can observe. The intellect is very difficult to observe because that
That's
is
all.
what you consider as you always.
Yes, I know.
Yes, I know.
I
Even
finished.
before you start, you say, I know,
I
yes,
know.
I
Oh,
know
yeah,
that.
yeah. This I know. What is that? Finished. Like Bhatt was explaining on that day. It is coming from food. It is there in that Veda. It is there and all. So it knows, right? It is finished. Case closed.
Yeah, then it will not explore.
It will not explore. It when you know something, you don't want to go beyond that. It is already known. What is
Correct.
there?
So that's why you need to be humble and say, okay, I still do not know. Even though so that kind of attitude has to be brought.
Yes. Right. So today's was a very good discussion on 155. What we did was,
Practical discussion.
see, what we covered is 155. I will read out the uh, shloka, which is so appropriate for today. Purvam janehi अधिमृतेहि अपि न अयम् अस्ति जाता क्षणः क्षण गुणः अनियता स्वभावः न एकः जडः च घटवत् परिदृश्यमानः स्वात्मा कथं भवति भव विकारवेत्ता. So पूर्वं जने जनेहि जनेह okay जने अधिमृतेहि अपि न अयम् अस्ति. before birth as well as after death. This body does not exist. Jata kshana kshana gunaha aniyata avaha. Jati is birth. So jata kshana kshanaha. Kshana kshana means moment to moment. It keeps on changing its form. Na ekah jadaha cha ghatavat paridrishyamanaha. It is jada, that means inert. Ja ghatavat, just like a pot. Paridrishyamanaha. Paridrishya means it is something which can be seen. And since it can be seen, it is equivalent to something that can be sensed. So when something can be seen and something can be sensed and something that goes on changing moment to moment, now you see I had my breakfast with this discussion. Little bit I'm feeling hungry. That means the space is created because the other four elements have got exhausted. So the first exhaustion has happened on the water element, so I need to drink water. Then the Prithvi, which is the like whatever I have had, idlis and vada today was there. So that one. Then little bit of warmth and little bit of movement. All the four are exhausted and hence in the belly I can feel little bit of hunger. So what happens is if I were to fill up with water, then it is going to take up the space. If you look at it, it is sensing hunger, and then when I as consciousness pour water into this body, it fills up that space. So every moment, kshana kshana, it is changing. So if something is so dramatically changing, how can I consider it to be myself? Whereas it is witnessing all the changes. So I am saying I had my breakfast. Actually, I never had any breakfast. The body had refueling. So I went on the first floor, refueled, and came to this floor. Now it is exhausting. So I have to go and refuel, if at all I want. Otherwise, refuel with water. Either take solid food or liquid food. Both will fill up the belly. Again, it gets exhausted. Again, you have to refuel. Again, it gets exhausted. Again, you have to refuel. So then how can I call this to be mine? Which is what we have done today.
And 28.
Yep.
It was a good topic today.
Yeah.
Time flew.
Experiential.
Yeah, correct. But I got that technique which I've been looking for. Good.
And
Let me
thanks to
try
you,
that
Lata,
out.
for saying that you have not reached anywhere.
I didn't say that.
No, you didn't say that. You stopped one short of the station saying that how do you claim to be spiritual?
Yeah, correct.
Anyway, fine then. So we'll meet tomorrow.
Okay.
Sure.
And
Thank you.
Lata, if you are in office tomorrow, we'll meet with flesh and blood.
Annamayakosha can meet. Yes.
Annamayakosha will meet.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So with this, what we can do is we can practice to see what we can do it on 12th.
Yeah, sure.
So that would help. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Good day to
Thank
both of
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.